Let me share
Good morning, ma'am.
my good morning. Good morning. Let me share the PPT. Okay. Just a minute. अच्छा, that is a problem. ये इसमें एक प्रॉब्लम है. Can you give me 5 minutes? मैं लैपटॉप जैसे कर
Yes,
लूँ
ma'am.
क्योंकि
Yes,
इसके
ma'am. Okay,
ऊपर
ma'am.
हमारी
Okay,
स्क्रीन
ma'am. Okay.
कंप्यूटर की स्क्रीन बड़ी है तो वो
Yes,
शेयर
ma'am.
नहीं हो पाता है.
Okay, ma'am.
गिव मी 5 minutes, ओके? आई
Okay,
एम जस्ट
ma'am.
कॉलिंग.
Yes, ma'am. मैम ने ज्वाइन कर लिया क्या? प्लीज कंफर्म।
अभी ज्वाइन नहीं किया लग रहा, आवाज नहीं आ
Yeah,
रही।
just give me 5 minutes, please.
ओके मैम, ओके मैम।
ओके मैम। ओके मैम।
Okay. इसको लगा दो नहीं तो PPT is visible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes मैम, विजिबल मैम।
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Let me. Okay. So my topic, which is mentioned on the program, क्या हो गया? ये चला गया. Yes. Okay. Yes. इसमें भी infinity आ रहा है. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
my topic, which is mentioned in the program, is e-resources. Okay. So today I'll talk about my library a little bit, and then I will take e-resources or digital libraries. Okay. So as all of you know that my name is Nishat Fatima. I'm professor in the department, as well as I'm in charge of the university library. That is university librarian of Maulana Azad Library. And the topic, today's topic is e-resources. And so Maulana Azad Library is the central library of Aligarh Muslim University. And it has a long history. I saw the list, and few are from Aligarh Muslim University, as well as many participants are from different parts of the country. So I thought I should tell everybody about Maulana Azad Library, then I will take the topic. So is it okay
Yes, ma'am.
if I give presentation in English?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Or you want both the languages in the
Yeah,
I
both
mean
language.
the Hindustani as well as the
Ma'am,
okay.
Both languages. Bilingual.
Mixed language, madam. Mixed
Bilingual,
language.
ma'am.
Fine.
Bilingual.
No problem. So Maulana Azad Library is central library. ये देखना वो नहीं हो रहा है. चलिए. PPT आ गया नहीं. Maulana Azad Library is a central library of Aligarh Muslim University. It has collection of almost 14 lakhs books and resources. And stop करते दोबारा कर लो. Many e-resources we are having in the library, as we have shifted to online resources also. We have adopted information technology a lot in the library. अभी कर रहे हैं इसीलिए अभी तो मैंने पीपीटी शुरू नहीं की है. अभी हम जो इंट्रोडक्शन है लाइब्रेरी का वो बता रहे हैं. Okay. तो जब पीपीटी शुरू करेंगे तो हो जाएगा. This library established in the year 1875 the time Sir Syed Ahmad Khan Sahab was here, and he established this library with his own collection. It was situated at some other place in the Sir Syed House complex, Sir Syed Hall complex, where the library was known as, that time the library was known as Little Library, but it shifted here in this building where we are presently in the year 1955. And like 1955, the building foundation stone of the building was laid down by the then Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru ji, and later it was inaugurated in the year 1960, and that time also the then Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru ji, he inaugurated the building, and till that time we are here, and it's a huge building. We have 7 stacks here which are devoted to different subjects like Hindi stacks, psychology, and different stacks. We have different sections also, like thesis section and rare book material section, manuscript section, which is very good. Rare book section and manuscript section both have the pillars of this library, as we have a number of manuscripts, 16,000 manuscripts we have, 16,117 manuscripts we have here in this library. And then we have lots of rare books which basically are related to Arabic, Urdu, Persian, Sanskrit, and different other subjects. So it's a huge library. And earlier, definitely, it is a traditional library, as we have all the subjects and which are taught in this university. And we have lots of information technology we have here in this library. Lots of e-resources we have, and services also we are providing through information technology. We're using information technology to provide services also. So from shelf to screen, we have moved. If we talk about e-resources means the resources which are not in a conventional form, resources which are in the form of electronic resources like e-resource, which are present, we can access through internet, we can access through the use of information technology, that is resources known as e-resources. So my topic is from shelves to screen. We have moved from shelves to increase, though we have lots of material on shelves also. And like we get students, we get researchers from everywhere, from all over the world. All the time we have 1 or 2 foreign scholars here, and foreign scholars means they come here for research, they use history resources, they use rare books, they use manuscripts. Manuscripts we also provide digitally. So whenever somebody asks for the manuscripts, like online, we ask them to give their ID and all that, and then we provide them on digitally, no matter where they are. If they are sitting in the like far off places, then also we provide them. So this is there. So we have moved from shelves to screen.
मैम आपका माइक म्यूट है शायद।
हाँ मैम,
ठीक है,
आवाज
okay, right. So we have moved from print resources to e-resources, but this is not basically digital. Digital means all the things you are providing digitally. We are providing part of the thing digitally, and most of the books and resources we are providing physical, in a physical form, because whatever books we have in our library, we cannot provide all of them electronically. So digital library means the resources which are on or which are in digital form. So in the rapidly evolving landscape of the digital age, the concept of libraries has undergone a transformative shift from physical repositories of books to expensive digital platforms that offer instantaneous access to information. You can access information immediately, or wherever you are sitting, you can access your information which are present in the library. So this is quite like important in the academic world. Like we are serving knowledge hubs to researchers, to teachers, and those who wants to learn something. So in today's world, digital libraries have emerged as a necessity in academic institutions, offering unparalleled access to scholarly resources, fostering global collaboration, and supporting the modern education and research landscape. So there is significance lies not only in providing convenient access to information, but also in transforming how knowledge is shaped, or how knowledge is shared, how knowledge is preserved and consumed, how people are using information. So as academic institutions continue to evolve in response in digital transformation, the integration of digital libraries will be essential in enhancing the quality of education, research and learning within academic communities. That is true, very true, that if we provide digital information to the researchers, the quality of research, the quality of education, the quality of learning, all are enhancing, all are we are able to provide in a better way. So that is why we say that this digital transformation is very important, digital learning is very important, and the the information which we are using digitally is also very important in an academic institution. So this is the end. Then the concept is there. The digital library refers to a collection of digital content such as books, journals, multimedia files, and other information, organized and make accessible via electronic means, usually through the internet. Unlike traditional libraries, which house physical materials like printed books and magazines, digital libraries store content in digital formats, PDF, ebooks, videos, images, etc., enabling users to access resources remotely. Remotely means if you're sitting somewhere, like you people are, we are living in a digital age. You people are sitting at your home, in your institution, and you are attending this course. How you are attending? You are attending digitally. You can read books digitally. If we provide any material, you can read it. I am sitting in my library, I am sitting in my university, and I'm delivering lectures, and you people are listening. You people are attending it. So that is what we are living. And in all of you know that during COVID, uh, we have enhanced our services. We basically, before COVID, we were not thinking about digital content that much. We were not thinking about digital services that much. But during COVID, we have realized the importance of digital age. We used to take classes digitally. That is not very helpful for the users. I must say that, but still we did something, and that was the we are sitting here in Aligarh and we can attend lecture the person is delivering it in other parts of the country. That was also the webinar. So many webinars were held, and we definitely benefited with all those. So that is the digital age. So digital libraries aim to provide broader access to knowledge, overcome geographical barriers, and create a more flexible, user-friendly environment for learning and learning and research. They are available in academic, research, corporate, and public setting, supporting education, innovation, and lifelong learning. So this is like whatever I have explained just now. This is related to that only definition. So if you want, I can tell you digital libraries are a set of electronic resources and associated technical capabilities for creating, searching, and using information. In this sense, they are an extension and enhancement of information storage and retrieval system that manipulate digital data in any medium and exist in distributed networks. The content of digital libraries includes data, metadata that describe various aspects of data and metadata that consist of link or relationships to other data or metadata, where internal or external to the digital library. See, data is a data. Metadata is data about data. Whatever, like if we create a catalog, then every keyword is a data or metadata. A digital library is a learning resource that utilizes information and communication technology and the web to provide access to digital information, resources, and services, such as which is used to maintain the current and data of learning resources. This is the definition that we use information communication technology to provide digital information to the users. Then these are the features of digital libraries. Digital libraries, or these are the can be the features of e-resources also. That first of all, it is very accessible to users. Users can access digital library from any location with an internet connection, making them convenient for a global audience. You see, earlier what was there, like whatever we are subscribing in e-resource form, we used to give it to the bona fide student who are there within the campus. But during COVID, we realized that those students who are sitting at their home, they are not in the campus, they are not getting the benefit of the resources available in the library. So we started providing remote access also. Remote access in the sense that we provide the access to the resources available here in Maulana Azad Library or here in this university to the students sitting outside. They get the login password, and through that they access the resources which are available online. So accessibility is there. Otherwise, what used to happen that time, they used to come to the university, they used to come to the physically, they have to come here, and then they used to use the resources available in Maulana Azad Library, or if they were here in the campus, then they used to use the resources. But now they take the login password, and if they are like sitting in Delhi somewhere, or sitting some other part of the country, they can also access the resources of the library. Searchability. Advanced search option allow users to locate information using keywords, metadata, or specific criteria like author, data, or format. So searchability is also there. Like we have books that can be searched through keywords, or advanced search is also there, means and not or any other option, truncation, or some other options are also available. Through that they can search it. So searchability is there. Whatever, like if you want to go to page number 12, you don't want to read the earlier 11 pages. If you want to go to page number 10 or 12, you can directly go there. So searchability is there. You don't have to turn each and every page. You can go to the page where the information is located. Metadata management is also there. Metadata is essential in organizing content in digital libraries, allowing for efficient cataloging, classification, and retrieval. Means whatever keywords are available, all of them will be fed in the database, in the software, and that can be managed. And anybody can search the information, anybody can search the book through metadata management system. Interportability is there. Interportability is means you can take information wherever you want to take. So digital libraries are often designed to work across platforms and devices, allowing seamless access regardless of the user system. So interoperability hai and portability hai. You can operate data, you can take data from one system to another system. Like we were having digital libraries, like digital library in the sense e-resources we were having like in the form of file. It was available on web page of the library, but now we have proper e-library, Maulana Azad e-library. So all the electronic resources, all the electronic content user can access through e-library platform, and that we for that we are using the Refreed platform. So interoperability is there, portability is there. You can put like take one data from one system to another system, or one software to another software. Then preservation also. Through that you can preserve your information. So digital libraries play a crucial role in long-term preservation of cultural, academic, and scientific resources by maintaining digital archives. Like preservation, those manuscripts which we have here, like I told you that we have 16,117 manuscripts, and all those manuscripts we have digitized, okay, and all are available in a digital format. So through that we have preserved the information. Now we don't have to all the time, we don't have to take out the manuscripts from the almiras and then we use it. We consult whatever we have in digital form. So we through this process we have preserved it. We have very good system and very good conservation lab also, where we conserve also. There is a difference between conservation and preservation. Conserve means whatever you have, you are conserving it. You are like, if something is not in a proper shape, we give the proper treatment to them. And preservation means we have digitized it, we have preserved it in proper form. So that we are doing here. And all the rare books, we have lots of rare books. All the rare books we are digitizing. So very few are left. Most of the digital rare books we have digitized here in Maulana Azad Library. So that is yes.
हेलो जी
Yes.
मैम, मतलब बाइलिंगुअल यूज कीजिए प्लीज.
अच्छा ठीक है सॉरी. ठीक है,
धन्यवाद
तो
मैम.
प्रिजर्वेशन का मतलब ये होता है कि हम उसको प्रिजर्व कर रहे हैं, ठीक है. और कंजर्वेशन का मतलब होता है कि हम अगर कोई चीज फट गई है, कोई चीज प्रॉपर शेप में नहीं है, तो उसको हम प्रॉपर शेप देते हैं एंड देन वी कैन कीप इट फॉर अ लॉन्गर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम। और देखिए कंजर्वेशन के लिए हम लोग एक जापानीज टिश्यू पेपर यूज करते हैं, बहुत ही थिन पेपर होता है, बहुत ड्यूरेबल होता है, एंड दैट इज लाइक वी डोंट गेट इट नॉर्मली, वी गेट इट फ्रॉम आउटसाइड। तो वो उसको यूज किया जाता है टू प्रिजर्व ऑल दीज मटेरियल। ठीक है, इस तरह से बताऊं?
जी मैम।
User
Yes,
customization.
ma'am.
User customization, many digital libraries offer personalized user experiences where user can create accounts, save searches, or set preferences for content access. So, user customization, यानी कि देखिए, when you do research, you have many resources, है ना? जैसे आपने एक resource consult किया, थोड़े दिन के बाद आप भूल जाते हैं कहाँ पे आपने उसे देखा था। सो वी हैव सिस्टम, वी हैव लाइक सॉफ्टवेयर, आप उसमें आप उसको सेव कर सकते हैं। व्हेनेवर यू फील लाइक यू कैन कंसल्ट दैट, लाइक जैसे जोटारो है, हमारे पास बिब्लो शाइनी है, एंड मेंडले है। तो इस तरह से यूजर कस्टमाइजेशन भी होता है। यू कैन क्रिएट योर ओन, and you can cite also, citation also you can take from there. So user customization is also there, that you can apply all these technique, and you can, so many pages आ गए। अब आप ये भूल गए कि हमने 15 पेज पे you remember that कि हमने कुछ पढ़ा था वहां पे, but you don't remember कि कहाँ पढ़ा था। So you can save that page, you can click and that page will be saved there, and you can use it in future whenever you want. So user customization is also there. Multimedia support. Multimedia means you can give video, you can give voice, you can give audio, you can just give through many media you can provide information. So digital libraries provide access to a wide range of content types, including text, video, audio, and images. So you can blend all that and you can provide information to the user. बहुत बार आपने देखा होगा कि वॉइस ओवर होती है या वीडियो भी डाल दिया जाता है, so that is known as multimedia support. Then tools and software used in digital libraries. What we are using to provide this e-resources to users. The development and maintenance of digital libraries depend on various tools and software that support content creation, storage, retrieval, and management. यानी कि जब हम डिजिटल इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड करते हैं किसी को, सो वी यूज डिफरेंट, ऐसे नहीं कि हमने बस कंप्यूटर पे सेव कर दिया एंड एनीबडी कैन एक्सेस दैट। हमें उसके लिए टूल्स इस्तेमाल करने होते हैं और कुछ सॉफ्टवेयर इस्तेमाल करने होते हैं, एंड देन वी डू दी प्रोग्रामिंग ऑल्सो। विदाउट दैट इट विल नॉट बी अवेलेबल टू यूजर्स फॉर यूज और for user for his or her research. So first of all, it is content management system. उसको कहते हैं CMS, content management system. CMS platforms such as Drupal, Joomla, and WordPress are often used to create and manage digital libraries. These tools provide easy content organization and metadata मैनेजमेंट। तो एक तो ये है कंटेंट मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम है, जो कि ड्रुपल एक हमारा प्लेटफॉर्म है, सॉफ्टवेयर है, उससे चलता है, जुमला से चलता है और वर्डप्रेस से चलता है। इफ यू सपोज, पता नहीं लाइब्रेरी साइंस के कोई है यहाँ पे कि नहीं है, मेरे ख्याल से कोई लाइब्रेरी से नहीं है यहाँ पे, है कोई? नहीं। तो लाइब्रेरी में जैसे आपको प्रोवाइड करना है, आपने ये सोचा कि आपके कॉलेज के जो पेपर्स हैं, जो टीचर्स ने पेपर्स लिखे हैं, वो आप एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे ले आए उसको, और एनीबडी कैन यूज दैट, और बाहर भी लोग उसको देखें। तो रिपोजिटरीज बन जाती हैं इस तरह से। रिपोजिटरी आप बना लेते हैं, द पब्लिकेशन ऑफ पर्टिकुलर इंस्टीट्यूशन, और फिर उसको दैट विल बी अवेलेबल फॉर यूज। उसको रिसर्चर भी यूज करें इन फ्यूचर, और उसको कोई भी यूज कर सकता है। सो दैट फॉर दैट वी हैव कंटेंट मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम। Then digital library software, there are several software platforms specifically designed for digital library creation and management. DSpace है, then Greenstone है. These are widely used open source. Like आप लोग जैसे अपने इंस्टीट्यूशन में जाइएगा, ये कोर्स किस लिए होता है? ये कोर्स इसी लिए होता है कि आप कुछ नया सीखें, और नया सीख के आप अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, अपने इंस्टीट्यूशन में बताएं that this technology or this thing is available, we can use that. So this course gives you lot of insight. तो मैं यही बता रही हूँ आपको कि ये जो सॉफ्टवेयर्स हैं या ये कंटेंट मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम जो है, इसको आप अपने, आप ये चाहें कि जितनी भी आपके इंस्टीट्यूशन के पब्लिकेशंस हैं वो एक जगह पे आ जाएं, या बहुत से प्रोजेक्ट्स होते रहते हैं वो एक जगह पे आ जाए, so that anybody can use it. For that you can use first content management system, you can take Drupal या Joomla या WordPress ले लीजिए, और फिर एक सॉफ्टवेयर आपको लेना पड़ेगा, that is DSpace, Greenstone, ePrints, Omeka, all these softwares are there. आप यूज करके और इसको आप एक्सेस दे सकते हैं अपने दूसरे लोगों को, whatever you have in your institution. So document scanners and OCR means उसको स्कैन कर लेंगे. Sometimes you have journal जिसमें आपने पेपर पब्लिश किया है, for that you first you have to scan that. So document scanner होता है OCR, that for digitizing physical documents. Tools like OCR software help convert scanned images of text into machine readable text file. जैसे हम लोग करते हैं यहाँ पे, like we have so many manuscripts. So manuscripts, all of you know that manuscripts are not in a physical, not in a electronic form. Nobody is having electronic manuscripts in electronic. These are handwritten material. तो handwritten होगा तो जाहिर है पेपर पे होगा. तो उसको करने के लिए जब हम लोग उसको डिजिटाइज करते हैं, तो हमें पहले उसको स्कैन करना होता है. स्कैन ऐसा करना होता है कि बहुत साफ प्रिंट आए. ओके, जब बहुत साफ आए, लिजिबल रहे, तभी हम उसको किसी को दे सकते हैं. सो उसके लिए वी हैव बिग स्कैनर्स, बहुत बड़ा स्कैनर है हम लोगों के पास, वो टेक्नोलॉजी है, एंड वी आर स्कैनिंग एंड वी आर कीपिंग ऑल दोस इन. अब तो देखिए छोटे छोटे फोन्स में भी बहुत अच्छे स्कैनर्स आ गए हैं, तो उससे भी हम लोग स्कैन करके और भेज देते हैं. डेटाबेस मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम, database such as MySQL, PostgreSQL, and Oracle are used to store, index, and manage digital content. We need these also to have the access. And then search engines and indexing tools we require. अगर आप उसको सर्चेबल बनाना है तो आपको इसकी भी जरूरत पड़ेगी, इंडेक्सिंग टूल्स की भी. So digital libraries employ sophisticated search and indexing tools like Apache, SOLR, and Elasticsearch to help users retrieve relevant information quickly. Then digital rights management, आपको इसका बड़ा ख्याल रखना होगा कि digital rights management, this is like copyright, where you provide digital information to the user. So you have to compliance with copyright and access restriction. If the particular document is under copyright law, you cannot provide it freely to everyone. So that you have to take care. First, you have to take the permission from the author or the publisher, and then only you can provide it to the user. So DRM software ensures the digital content is used in compliance with copyright and access restrictions, protecting the rights of creators and publishers. Okay, so the different benefits are also there. Digital libraries provide numerous advantages that have contributed to their growing popularity. Cost effective, it is quite cost effective. Compared to traditional libraries, digital libraries reduce the cost of physical space, resource acquisition, and management. So, like once you have bought e-resources in the library, you can provide it at a time, you can provide it to so many users. That is one of the advantages. Like एक है, आपने different terminals या आपने access दे रखा है. We have around 30,000 students in our university. One document can be accessed by 30,000 students at a time. So that is also cost effective, and time saving is also there. At a time, different people can use that resources, so that user can access materials instantly without the need to visit a physical location, making research and study more efficient. So that is way you don't have to come to the library. And if you're sitting at home, like at odd hours also, the time when library is not open, that time also you can use resources. You can sit at home, you can do research at your own, like whenever you want, or so that is that study is more time efficient. बहुत से लोग होते हैं कि दिन में नहीं, दिन में सो रहे हैं, रात में काम कर रहे हैं, तो रात में जब काम कर रहे हैं आप रात भर जागेंगे तो आप देर से उठेंगे तो आधा वक्त तो आपका निकल गया, क्योंकि लाइब्रेरी जब खुली है तब आप सो रहे हैं. सो उस वक्त आप रात में भी आप काम कर सकते हैं. यू डोंट हैव टू कम टू द लाइब्रेरी ड्यूरिंग द टाइम you don't want to come. 24/7 availability is there. आप जब चाहें तब उसको use कर लें. Digital libraries are available around the clock, enabling users to access content whenever they need it. So it is the availability is there 24/7. ये भी नहीं है कि किसी ने इशू करवा लिया है और अब नहीं अवेलेबल है, इशू हो गया 10 days के लिए, बुक इशू हो गई है, 15 days के लिए इशू हो गई है, then nobody the other person cannot take it. That is there in physical form of material, that if somebody has taken it out, then the other person cannot take it. So it is available for number of users. Global reach hai, like we access material which are there in Library of Congress, America, or Britain, or anywhere else in other parts of the world. So global reach is there. So e-resources or the digital libraries break geographical barriers, providing access to information to everyone with internet connectivity. Efficient resource sharing is the institutions can share their collection and collaborate more easily, leading to enriched learning and research experience. Yesterday, I received a guest here. He came from foreign country. Then he was saying that he has developed some e-resources, and he said that he will give it free of cost to this university, to this library, and कह रहे थे कि वो 3 साल तक सर्विसेज भी फ्री होंगी, यानी कि if some problem is there, they will manage that problem from there only. So that is a very good thing. Like we through this way we can enrich, we can increase our resources, we can increase our use of this library also. So that is also an important thing. We can collaborate. He can take, the other library can take our resources. I can take the resources they have there. So through that, we can share resources. We can collaborate also in providing information to different children. जैसे डेलनेट है, अभी हम आपको आगे बताएंगे. डेलनेट है, डेलनेट दिल्ली लाइब्रेरी नेटवर्क है. वो जो है वो thousands of libraries से connected है, इंडिया की libraries as well as foreign libraries. So whenever we require any article or any book which is not available here in Aligarh, then they provide us, और वो हमें copy भी भेज देते हैं through Delnet. We get the copy, और फिर वो हम अपने यूजर्स को दे देते हैं. हम यहाँ पे इशू करते हैं उसको for a certain period of time. उसके बाद वो कॉपी उनको वापस करना होती है, and then we send this copy to Delnet. So that is how we are sharing resources. उसको हम resource sharing भी कहते हैं. Interlibrary loan पे लेते हैं और we share resources. So that is one of the very important electronic services we have, and many libraries are having. Search efficiency. Sophisticated search tools allow users to locate a specific piece of information quickly, increasing productivity. So that search tools, sophisticated search tools can be used, and that can provide efficient search facility. and through that, then the productivity can be increased. Environmental benefit: by reducing the need for physical resources like paper, digital libraries contribute to more sustainable resource use. So if we use more electronic material, we are like following the sustainable goals of sustainable goals also, and we contribute in green environment. So that is environment benefit is also there, because we don't use paper, that we don't like other things we can space हम किसी और चीज के लिए utilize कर सकते हैं. So environmental benefits are also there. There are certain barriers also when we adopt digital material, when we have e-resources. So despite many benefits, digital libraries face several barriers that limit their widespread adoption. First of all is technical infrastructure. So in many regions, especially in developing countries, inadequate internet access and digital infrastructure hinder the establishment of digital libraries. So technical know-how is very important, and strong technical infrastructure is very important for providing digital information to the user. So if we don't have proper internet, if we don't have proper digital infrastructure, we will not be able to provide information to the user. Like we have so many e-resources, but if our system is not proper, then the students will not be able to get the e-resources from the library. So that is very important. कभी बुक खुल नहीं रही है, कभी इंटरनेट की प्रॉब्लम है, कभी लाइट की प्रॉब्लम है, सो वो चीजें नहीं होना चाहिए. 24/7 you have to provide resources to the user. Then cost of digitization also. So initial cost of digitizing resources or purchasing software and maintaining digital system can be high, especially for smaller institutions. So if we get e-resources, if we have digitized information, then we have to have many physical softwares we should have. Then digital system, maintaining this digital system is also very important. Like we have very big scanner, और क्या होता है कि अब काफी दिन हो गए उसको, हम लोगों ने खरीदा था 2014 अराउंड. अब एवरी डे इट हैज सम प्रॉब्लम और द अदर, तो उसको मेंटेन करना इज आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड वेरी डिफिकल्ट टास्क. उसके लिए फिर हम दूसरा खरीदेंगे तो वो भी उतना ही महंगा होगा. तो फॉर लाइक एवरीबडी नोज कि अब फाइनेंशियल क्रंच हर तरफ है, तो ये सारी चीजें मेंटेन करना इज आल्सो ए बिग टास्क फॉर द इंस्टीट्यूशन. Then copyright issues रहते हैं. Ensuring compliance with copyright laws is a significant challenge, as not all materials can be digitized or distributed freely. So like if we provide e-resources to users, we have to be very careful. Then data security and privacy is also one of the very important things. Protecting users' data, ensuring secure access to digital resources is crucial, as digital libraries are vulnerable to hacking and data breaches. Like हम लोग क्या देखिए, e-resources था, सॉफ्टवेयर हैं, कुछ बच्चे क्या करते थे, उसके ऊपर ऑटोमेटिक डाउनलोड लगा दिया, अब वो लगा के भूल गए. अब डाउनलोड हो रहा है मटेरियल, बहुत सा जब डाउनलोड हो गया तो पब्लिशर ने वहां से एक्सेस बंद कर दिया. ये सब चीजें भी होती हैं. तो जब एक्सेस बंद हो गया तो नोबडी विल गेट इट. तो हम लोगों को इसको भी देखना होगा कि ऐसा ना हो कि ये सारी चीजें हों कि एकदम आप वही चीज देख लीजिए जिसकी आपको जरूरत है. अब ऑटोमेटिक डाउनलोड पे अगर लगा के आप छोड़ देंगे, देन एवरीथिंग विल बी डाउनलोडेड एंड दैट इज नॉट गुड. सो वो फिर पब्लिशर वहां से दे टेक कॉग्निजेंस ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग. Then digital divide is also there. While digital libraries are accessible to many, they can still exclude individuals without access to technology, perpetuating inequality in information access. So digital divide is also there. Like हमने देखा है कि बहुत सी libraries जो हैं, they are providing information digitally. So those persons और faculty members ही ज़्यादातर, क्योंकि जो senior faculty members हैं, they're not very technology savvy. They have problems. Even हम लोग भी, like अगर कोई थीसिस होती है या रिसर्च पेपर होता है या रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट होता है या डिजिटेशन होता है, तो उसको बहुत ज्यादा डिजिटली देखना प्रॉब्लमेटिक होते हैं. तो अगर आपने सिर्फ डिजिटल मटेरियल प्रोवाइड किया तो बहुत से लोग नहीं देख पाते हैं. यस्टरडे आल्सो आई गॉट वन पब्लिशर एंड ही हिमसेल्फ वाज सेइंग कि जब कोई भी डेटाबेस प्रोवाइड किया जाता है तो उसमें पब्लिशर्स क्या करते हैं, तो बहुत सी इररेलेवेंट चीजें उसमें रख देते हैं और उसकी कॉस्ट हाई कर देते हैं. सो दैट शुड नॉट बी. बहुत सी ऐसे सोर्सेज होते हैं जो कभी किसी ने खोले ही नहीं होते हैं, तो वी हैव टू सी दैट ऑल्सो. और जो मुझे लगता है, और काफी लोगों को ये चीज फील होती है कि रीडिंग में जो बात होती है वो जब हम इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली इंफॉर्मेशन देखते हैं तो वो चीज नहीं होती. हम लोग भी पेपर्स पढ़ते हैं इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली, बट जो उसका रिटेंशन पावर है, जो वो होता है कैपेसिटी है, वो बहुत कम होती है एज कम्पेयर टू books. So that these things are there. That is why people are not very digitally sound. So digital divide is also there. If we provide all the electronic material to the users, then people who are not very much digitally acquainted, they will not be able to use that. So inequality will be increased. Will increase. Then challenges in managing digital libraries. There are certain challenges also. In addition to the barriers, several challenges arise in the ongoing management and development of digital libraries. First is long-term preservation. Sometimes what happens, data आपका accessible नहीं होता है. Ensuring that digital content remains accessible and usable over time requires ongoing management, as files, formats, and technology may become obsolete. ये चीजें होती हैं. Sometimes आपका कोई मटेरियल है वो किसी और फाइल पे है, तो वो फाइल हो सकता है कि अब जो अपडेट्स आए हैं उसके ऊपर ना चले. So that you have to keep vigilant. You have to be very vigilant to for all these management. Then standardization is also there with a variety of software and tools available. Maintaining standardized metadata formats and content sharing protocols across different digital libraries can be difficult. So we have to follow all those digitized standardization also. Like OPAC, अगर आप एक चीज ले लीजिए, OPAC में भी standardization है. आपको उसी तरह से डेटा देना है जैसे सॉफ्टवेयर में आप वो किया जाता है. So that is there. Then user content curation and quality control, you have to see. Ensuring the accuracy, relevance, and quality of content is a constant challenge, especially as the volume of digital information grows. So you have to be careful about the quality of content also. जैसे हम लोग गूगल पे इंफॉर्मेशन सर्च करते हैं, तो गूगल पे ये नहीं है सारी चीजें जो आ रही हैं वो बहुत रेलिवेंट हो या बहुत हाई स्टैंडर्ड हो. समटाइम्स यू कम अक्रॉस विद the material which is substandard. So that we have to see. Then accuracy, you have to accurate होना चाहिए information, up to date होना चाहिए information, relevant होना चाहिए information. So these are the challenges also. User experience, designing intuitive and user-friendly interface is critical or for encouraging engagements. But it can be challenging to balance simplicity with advanced search and retrieval options. So user experience is highly important. Libraries are there for users. If users are not satisfied, then there is no library, the existence is challenged. So user experience is very important. So you have to provide services which can give user experience or which can meet the need of the users. So user friendly, आप कुछ सर्च कर रहे हैं, आप सर्च नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, कोई चीज आपको मिल नहीं रही है, so वो आपके लिए बहुत critical हो जाएगा. So that should be there. Then sustainability is also ensuring the long-term sustainability of digital libraries require financial investment, resource management, and institutional commitment. सबसे ज्यादा तो ये होता है इंस्टीट्यूशनल कमिटमेंट एंड रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट. कहाँ से पैसा है, कहाँ से चीजें एक बार आपने ले ली. हम लाइक पहले ये होता था सिर्फ किताबें रखी हुई हैं, सुबह एक बंदा आता था, उसको झाड़ फूक देता था, काम चलता रहता था. लेकिन अब क्या है, अब इतने फाइनेंसेस इन्वॉल्व हैं, कभी कोई चीज खराब है, कभी कोई गैजेट खराब है, कभी यूपीएस नहीं काम कर रहा है, कभी कुछ सर्वर नहीं काम कर रहा है. तो फॉर दैट वी रिक्वायर finances also. So financial investment is very high in all these types of resources. Sometimes we get कि ये रिसोर्स खुल नहीं रहा है, फिर उसको दिखाना पड़ता है. कभी ये होता है कि जो सर्वर हमारा यूनिवर्सिटी का सर्वर है वो काम नहीं कर रहा है, कभी स्पीड बहुत स्लो होती है. सो ऑल these challenges are very high. So there are certain major initiatives which India is having, major initiatives of digital libraries in India. आप सबने सुना होगा National Digital Library of India. So National Digital Library hosts 21 around 2 lakhs, 21 crore around items in its repository with over 1,50,000 volumes in English. The library was dedicated to the nation in June 2018. The National Digital Library of India is a project under Ministry of Human Resource Development, now the Ministry of Education. The NDLI provides free of cost access to many books in English and the Indian languages. User registration is open to users from around the world. So you can get yourself registered. यहाँ देखिए ऊपर आपने देख के एक लॉगिन है, वहां से आप लॉगिन पे पासवर्ड ले सकते हैं and then you can access digital library. This is the link https://ndl.iit Kharagpur KGP खड़गपुर का प्रोजेक्ट है ये, IIT खड़गपुर का प्रोजेक्ट है. दैट इज वाई उनके सर्वर पे ये है .ac.in. So वहां से ये मेंटेन होता है and it gives you number of books, it gives you and books in all subjects mostly, and number of resources you will get it. So if you want you can get registered yourself. देखिए ये है सोशल एजुकेशन, हायर एजुकेशन, रिसर्च, करियर डेवलपमेंट, कल्चरल आर्काइव्स, न्यूज़पेपर आर्काइव्स एंड सो मेनी थिंग्स. यू गेट इट थ्रू NDLI. So I recommend that you get yourself registered. और libraries का तो अपना होता ही है. Then major initiatives of in ये है eGyanKosh is also one of the portal which provides open distance learning. इग्न्यू का पोर्टल है, उस पे भी आप कर सकते हैं, उससे भी आप रिसोर्सेज अपने पढ़ सकते हैं. Lots of content is available and that is also good content is available. Maintain किया है उन्होंने अपना standard. So that is also there. ये डिजिटल की बात हो रही है बट किताबें पढ़ना मत छोड़िएगा, किताबें जरूर पढ़िए because that gives you different insight. So eGyanKosh, a national digital repository to store, index, preserve, distribute and share the digital learning resources developed by the open and distance learning institution in the country. Items in eGyanKosh are protected by copyright with all rights reserved by IGNOU unless otherwise indicated. So this is also one of the platforms from where you can get materials, and good material you get it through IGNOU platform. Then traditional knowledge digital library. This is the project of NISCARE. Is a pioneer initiative for India to prevent misappropriation of country's traditional medicinal knowledge, and at International Patent Office, on which healthcare needs of more than 70% population and livelihood of millions of people in India is dependent. Its genesis dates back to the Indian efforts on revocation of patents on wound healing properties of turmeric at USPTO. So that is their traditional knowledge जो है medicinal knowledge का ये portal है. आपको आयुर्वेदा, यूनानी, सिद्धा, all that material you can get it from this portal. This is आप TKDL डाल दीजिए या फिर आप NISCARE के थ्रू भी जाएंगे तब भी आपको ये मिल जाएगा. This is the initiative of Government of India. Then Vidyanidhi is there. Vidyanidhi meaning treasure of knowledge in Sanskrit. Is more than just a digital library. It's a beacon of knowledge that illuminates the path for academics, librarians, and students in information science. Funded by the Government of India and other prestigious bodies. Vidyanidhi has been a pioneering project in India, setting a precedent for digital libraries across the country. So this is also treasure of knowledge in Sanskrit that gives you lot of information. जैसे अगर आप उसके पोर्टल पे जाइएगा तो लिखा है विद्या निधि मीनिंग ट्रेजर ऑफ नॉलेज इन संस्कृत इज मोर देन जस्ट अ डिजिटल लाइब्रेरी देन ये आई एम एक्साइटेड टू शेयर विद यू दैट स्टोरी ऑफ Vidyanidhi, an initiative very close to my heart. It's a tale of innovation, vision, and how digital libraries are reshaping the academic landscape. So all these information you get it on this platform. Then Shodh Ganga is also one of the very important portal for Indian theses. That is developed by InfluidNet. The Shodh Ganga is set up using an open source digital repository software called DSpace, developed by MIT, Massachusetts University Institute of Technology, in partnership between this HP. The Shodh Ganga Center provides a platform for research students to deposit their PhD thesis and make it available to the entire scholarly community in open access. So you get lots of theses on this portal and you can use that. Now it is mandatory that whenever anybody is doing research, they have to upload their thesis on Shodh Ganga. जब तक आप Shodh Ganga पे अपलोड नहीं होती है सर्टिफिकेट नहीं दिया जाता है. So that is there. So many. In fact, this Maulana Azad Library is number 7. Earlier it was 6. बहुत शुरू में तो फर्स्ट नंबर पे थी बट नाउ 6 पे थी अभी रिसेंटली 7 पे है because number of universities are uploading their theses. So now we means within 10 we are here on this portal. Then Shodh Gangotri is also there. Shodh Gangotri is a new initiative that complements Shodh Ganga. Shodh Gangotri hosts synopsis of research topics submitted to the universities in India. पहले हम लोग को ये नहीं पता चलता था. शोध गंगा जो है वो कंप्लीशन के बाद है. शोध गंगोत्री है कि जब आप अपने सिनॉप्सिस लिखते हैं तो अब इससे ये पता चल जाता है एट द टाइम ऑफ लाइक डिसाइडिंग व्हाट द टॉपिक you can know what researches are going on in different parts of the country, in different institutions or universities. तो आप उसके अकॉर्डिंग आप अपना बना सकते हैं टॉपिक और अपनी सिनॉप्सिस को इसके ऊपर आपको अपलोड करना होगा. वर्ल्ड डिजिटल लाइब्रेरी ये जो है ये इनिशिएटिव्स जो हैं वो वर्ल्ड लेवल पे हैं. वर्ल्ड डिजिटल लाइब्रेरी, the World Digital Library is an international digital library operated by UNESCO. ठीक है, वर्ल्ड जैसे हम NDLI है उसी तरह से वर्ल्ड डिजिटल लाइब्रेरी है जो यूनेस्को का प्रोजेक्ट है. And the United States Library of Congress, the WDL, has stated that its mission is to promote international and intercultural understanding, expand the volume and variety of cultural content on the internet, provide resources for educators, scholars, and general audiences, and to build capacity in partner institutions to partner institution to narrow the digital divide within and among countries. It's aimed to expand non-English and non-Western content on the internet and contribute to scholarly research. The library intends to make available on the internet free of charge and in multilingual format significant primary materials from cultures around the world, including manuscripts, maps, rare books, musical scores, recordings, films, prints, photographs, architectural drawings, and other significant cultural materials. The WDL opened with 1,236 items as of late 2015. It lists more than 12,000 items from nearly 200 countries, dating back to 8,000 BCE. So It's a cultural heritage of all the countries. You get lots of material, manuscripts, rare books, and all that. So you can consult that also. Then Europeana is also one of the platforms from where you get cultural heritage collection from various European countries, providing access to millions of books, artworks, and archives. That is also there. Then networked digital library of thesis and dissertation, NDLDT, ये भी international level पे है. That is networked digital library of thesis and dissertations is an international organization that promotes creation, access to, and preservation of electronic thesis and dissertation from academic institutions around the world. The NDLTD Union Catalog provide access to over 1 million ETTs, electronic theses and dissertations. So you can consult that also for your research. That is also one of the very important platform. Then Scholar Works is also there. University of Massachusetts का है ये. The University of Massachusetts Boston is committed to disseminating the fruits of its research, and all of us know that it's a very premier institution. Scholarship as widely as possible. As such, the university has established Scholar Works at UMass Boston, a digital repository for the research and creative and scholarly contribution of faculty, staff, researchers, and students at the University of Massachusetts, Boston. ScholarWorks serves as a publishing platform, a preservation service, and a display for research and scholarly output of members of the UMass Boston community. So this is also one of the platforms from where you can get lots of material. Project Gutenberg is a volunteer for to digitize and archive cultural works. Project Gutenberg is very important. Free ebooks you get it from here, and that is also adhere the copyright laws also. So as well as to encourage the creation and distribution of ebooks, it was funded in 1971 by American writer Michael S. Hart and is the oldest digital library. Most of the items in its collection are the full text of books or individual stories in the public domain. All files can be accessed for free under an open format layout, available on almost any computer. As of 13 February 2024, Project Gutenberg had reached 70,000 items in its collection for free books or of free books. So this is also one of the very important platform of e-books. You can see that. ये CanDLI पे कर लिए, एक प्रोजेक्ट गुटेनबर्ग पे कर लीजिए. वेबसाइट है https://www.gutenberg.org and यहाँ से आप अपना लॉगिन पासवर्ड लेके you can use that. Then Alt Open Access Repository is also there. That is also developed as part of the WR project, which aims to provide a resource base and supporting technologies to ensure effective support for e-learning professionals. It contains journal articles from all issues of Alt-J up to 2007, conference presentations, unpublished papers, learning technology software guides, and more are there. So this is also repository.alt is there, ac.uk. So that is also an open access repository. Then Cool4ED, that is also the website is www.cool4ed.org. Includes among other things list of open textbooks and other open educational resources for various disciplines. किसी भी discipline का आप देख सकते हैं. And faculty reviews of open textbook, a list of first and second year courses in California public post-secondary institutions that are highly enrolled, along with suggested open textbooks and a set of faculty showcases featuring information on the use of open textbooks in courses. So you can see that also. This is for open online library for education. Khan Academy is also there. So you can use this also. This is an American non-profit educational organization created in 2006 by Sal Khan. Its goal is to create a set of mm, online tools that help students, the organization, users, produce short videos and all that is available. Mathematics की है, science का है, literature का है, history का है, computer science का है. All resources are available free of cost. तो आप इसको भी देख सकते हैं. This is also available free. Directory of open excuse me. Directory of open access books सभी को पता है कि ये भी एक साइट है जहां से आप बुक्स वगैरह को देख सकते हैं. The primary aim of DOAB is to increase discoverability of open access books. Academic publishers are invited to provide metadata of their open access books to DOAB. DOAB is an open infrastructure committed to open science. It runs on the open source DSpace 6. So that is also directory of open. जो भी freely available books हैं वो आपको यहाँ पे मिल जाती हैं. Then DOJ is also there. DOJ is a unique and extensive index of diverse open access journals from around the world, driven by growing community committed to ensuring quality content is freely available online for everyone. So इसका जो वो है site है वो doaj.org है. You can search that also. इस पे आपको बहुत से journals, बहुत से articles आपको free of cost मिल जाते हैं. This is also internet archive है. इसके ऊपर आप login password लेके and you can search that also. So Internet Archive is an American non-profit digital library website founded in 1996 by Roster Kahle. It provides a free access to collection of digitized materials, including websites, software, application, music, audiovisual, and print materials. So this is also one of the very important. हम लोग भी बहुत सी चीजें होती हैं जो नहीं मिलती है तो इंटरनेट आर्काइव से ले लेते हैं. और बहुत मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट्स, बहुत पुराने मटेरियल आपको उसके ऊपर मिल जाते हैं. तो हिस्ट्री से रिलेटेड एंड किसी और सब्जेक्ट में जिसमें आपको पुरानी इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए वो आप उस पे मिल सकते हैं. ये हाथी ट्रस्ट इज ऑल्सो वेरी गुड प्लेटफॉर्म जिसमें आपको अफ्रीकन हिस्ट्री, इकोनॉमिक्स, French literature, solar energy, public health, and materials, all these information आपको यहाँ पे मिल जाती है. बहुत सी किताबें, बहुत सी रिसर्च आर्टिकल्स हैं. इसका जो है www.hathitrust.org. इस पे आपको काफी इंफॉर्मेशन मिल जाएगी. Then biodiversity heritage library is also there. Open access digital library for bio, जो science से related and bio science related hai, so they can use it. Biodiversity literature and archives. BHL operates as a worldwide consortium of natural history, botanical research and national libraries working together to address this challenge by digitizing the natural history literature held in their collection, making it freely available, like anthropology and all that. I think that is also there. Then online books page hai. That site also gives you e-textbooks which are available freely. So this ka hai online books.library.upemm.edu. Okay, so this site is also there where you can get online books. Then this universal digital library is also there. ULIB, Universal Digital Library. .isri.cmu.edu. तो ये है known as Million Book Project. ये भी बहुत अच्छी साइट है. Million Book Project is an ambitious initiative aimed at digitizing a vast number of books and making them freely accessible to the public online. The goal of this project is to create a universal repository of knowledge that transcends national and linguistics barrier, allowing everyone with internet access to view and read millions of digitized texts. So this library is also very good. E-books आपको इसके ऊपर मिल जाते हैं and you can read it. So with this, I must say that digital libraries are transformative tools in the world of information access and sharing, offering countless benefits in terms of accessibility, cost effectiveness, and user convenience. So this is very important, and with the right tools, right software, management strategies, आप इसको प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में। आप अपनी जो रिसर्च पेपर्स हैं, जो थीसिस हैं, कैन प्रोवाइड दैट। एंड definitely some barriers are there, copyright restrictions are there, which you have to take care, and through that you can provide, you can and make a commitment to preserving digital knowledge for future generation. So with this, I say thank you to all of you for patient listening.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am,
If you have questions, I hope you understand some
Yes, ma'am.
thing about e-resources and digital library.
Very interesting, ma'am.
There are few
Yes, ma'am.
sites which you can use for your
Thank you, ma'am. Library Genesis
research
भी
and
होता है.
learning. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for nice
you, ma'am.
information.
बताइए
Thank
कोई
you so
क्वेश्चन
much,
है?
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, क्या एक लाइब्रेरी जेनेसिस भी होता है?
थैंक यू मैम।
मैम, अगर ये वाली पीपीटी अगर मैम मिल जाए तो कम से कम ये रहेगा कि हमें इतनी सारे जो आपने लिंक दिया है, बताया है, तो पीपीटी में इजीली हमें मतलब क्लियर हो जाएगा।
Yes, ma'am. Provide.
Yes, ma'am. Please
PPT.
share PPT.
Yes, ma'am. PPT provide.
Please share PPT also, ma'am.
मैम ग्रुप
Any question,
WhatsApp ग्रुप पे
please?
शेयर करवाएं प्लीज। नो मैम।
नहीं मैम, क्वेश्चन कोई नहीं है, बस मैम पीपीटी प्रोवाइड करवा
जी फहीमुद्दीन, आपके
मैम।
पास कोई क्वेश्चन है? बताइए।
जी मैम।
आवाज नहीं
मैम,
आ रही है।
एक मिनट। जी मैम। मैम मैं अभी रिसर्च कर ही रहा हूँ प्रेजेंटली, तो कुछ दिक्कतें हैं उर्दू सब्जेक्ट से रिलेटेड, तो क्या मैं आपसे कुछ पूछ सकता हूँ? आवाज आ रही है मैम आपको?
जी बताइए।
मैम क्या है कि कुछ उर्दू के जर्नल्स हैं, रसाइल हैं, जिनके इशारिया या इंडक्शन कुछ हमें मिल नहीं पाता है, तो उसको हम कहाँ से, कोई ऐसे डिजिटल लाइब्रेरीज हैं जहाँ से मिल सके? जी मैम।
हेलो
जी मैम।
एक मिनट।
मैम मेरा सवाल ये था कि
आपने रेख्ता पे देखा है कुछ?
जी मैम, उसको तो यूज करता हूँ।
करते हैं
जी खुदाबख्श लाइब्रेरी है पटना, उसमें देखा है।
तो यहीं से आपको मिल सकता है।
अच्छा मैम, मैं एक ये सवाल करना चाह रहा था कि आपके जो मौलाना आज़ाद लाइब्रेरी है, तो यहाँ पर कुछ रसाइल हैं, जैसे मैं आपको बताऊँ, जैसे मदीना है बिजनौर से जो शाये होता था, हिंदुस्तानी है जो इलाहाबाद से शाये हुआ करता था, तो उसके कुछ शुमारे या कुछ एडिशन मिल सकते हैं आपके? जी मैम।
हाँ, तो ये आप हमसे पूछ लीजिए, आप हमें वो कर दीजिए। तो देखिए जर्नल्स वगैरह तो हम भेज देते हैं वहाँ पे डिपार्टमेंट को, लेकिन फिर भी आप हमें लिख सकते हैं, आप एक मेल भेज दीजिए। तो इंटरनेट आर्काइव्स पे भी बहुत सी चीजें आपको मिल जाती हैं, आप उस पे भी देख लीजिएगा।
जी मैम।
हाँ, इंटरनेट आर्काइव्स पे भी देख लीजिए, नहीं तो आप हमें लिख दीजिएगा, एक मेल कर दीजिए, जो आपको चाहिए उसको हम देख लेंगे।
अच्छा मैम।
आपने कहाँ से किया है अपना पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन रिसर्च?
मैम चल रही है अभी कोटा यूनिवर्सिटी राजस्थान से हूँ मैं।
ठीक है, आप हमें लिख दीजिए।
जी
फिर हम देखते हैं उसको।
ओके
जी, और कोई?
हाँ मैम,
जी
ये मौलाना आजाद लाइब्रेरी हम कैसे एक्सेस कर सकते हैं मैम?
आप कहाँ पे हैं?
हम आजमगढ़ में हैं।
अच्छा, आजमगढ़ में है। देखिए राजेश जी, ऐसा है कि यहाँ तो हम बोनाफाइड स्टूडेंट्स को देते हैं एक्सेस, लेकिन अगर आप रिसर्च के लिए या किसी कोई बुक लिख रहे हैं, कोई रिसर्च कर रहे हैं, तो कुछ दिन के लिए हम मेंबरशिप देते हैं।
क्या प्रोसेस है मैम?
जी,
क्या प्रोसेस है उसका?
प्रोसेस ये है कि आपको यहाँ आना पड़ेगा, विद एप्लीकेशन देनी पड़ेगी, अपने एक आईडी देनी पड़ती है, और फिर हम उसे आपको एक हफ्ते के लिए अलाउ कर देते हैं। फिर आपको जरूरत होती है तो आप थोड़ा और एक्सटेंड कर लेते हैं टाइम, लेकिन हम देते हैं दूसरे रिसर्चर्स को अलाउ करते हैं यहाँ पे वर्क करने के लिए।
ओके मैम, थैंक्स।
जी
मैम मेरा एक प्रश्न था।
जी
मैम जैसे SCI हब एक प्लेटफॉर्म है, जैसे कुछ
जी
पेपर जो ऑनलाइन फ्री में डाउनलोड नहीं होते हैं
जी
तो वहां से डाउनलोड हो जाता है,
जी
तो कुछ पेपर लेकिन वहां पे भी नहीं मिलते हैं, तो क्या ऐसा कोई
नहीं
प्लेटफॉर्म
नहीं,
है
देखिए
जहाँ
ऐसा है, SCI को तो बैन कर रखा है वैसे भी, है ना, तो
जी मैम।
बहुत अच्छी साइट तो नहीं है वो, लेकिन फिर भी लोग उसे यूज कर लेते हैं। तो ऑन दिस प्लेटफॉर्म तो मैं नहीं कहूंगी कि आप देखिए उसको, और जो मिल रहा है वो ले लीजिए, और नहीं मिलता है तो फिर, वरना
प्रॉब्लम है
अदरवाइज वो
कि
बैन है,
कुछ
क्योंकि
अच्छे
उसको बैन कर रखा है इसीलिए,
अच्छे
क्योंकि
पेपर्स मैम
कॉपीराइट प्रॉब्लम
मिलते
होती है। जी
कुछ अच्छे पेपर्स मैम डाउनलोड नहीं हो पाते फ्री में, तो
जी
प्रॉब्लम
जी
होती है। क्या
असल में
कुछ
वही
ऐसा
है ना कि
प्लेटफॉर्म है?
देखिए, सुनिए, जो कॉपीराइट मटेरियल है वो भी उससे मिल जाता है, तो इसीलिए तो उसको बैन कर दिया था पब्लिशर्स ने, SCI हब को बैन कर दिया था ना, बिकॉज ऑल दोज मटेरियल व्हिच इज अंडर कॉपीराइट वाज अवेलेबल, तो वो आपको डाउनलोड उसके पब्लिशर की तरफ से वो बैन होगा, उसको उसके ऊपर लिमिट लगा रखी होगी। ठीक
ओके
है
मैम।
जी, दैट इज नॉट ए वेरी गुड साइट। और बताइए। और है कोई कुछ क्वेश्चंस है? अदरवाइज आई हैव क्लास। ठीक है,
नो मैम,
नो
थैंक यू
मैम।
मैम।
ओके, थैंक यू एवरीवन,
PPT
थैंक
मैम,
यू।
थैंक यू मैम।
मैम प्लीज शेयर PPT मैम।
थैंक
जी
यू मैम, थैंक यू।
PPT मैम शेयर करवा दीजिएगा।
थैंक यू मैम।
अच्छा, ठीक है
मैम आप
चलिए।
मैम आपके कांटेक्ट नंबर मिल सकते हैं, कभी हम
मेरा
कोई
सब
परेशानी होती
अवेलेबल है ऑनलाइन, आप ले लीजिए 9358
है। जी मैम।
9358
जी मैम।
258463।
ओके, थैंक यू सो मच।
ठीक है ओके।
थैंक यू मैम।
मेरे ख्याल से इसके ऊपर भी होगा, एक मिनट मैं देखती हूँ।
थैंक यू सो मच।
ये PPT शो हो रही है ना मेरी?
यस मैम।
जी
ये
yes,
देखिए, ये इसके ऊपर वो भी है, और
मेल ID।
इस पे मैं नंबर भी लिख देती हूँ। नंबर भी है 9582588463। ठीक है, तो दिस इज माय नंबर, पर्सनल नंबर है ये, आप इस पे कर सकते हैं। ओके चलिए, थैंक यू एवरीवन।
थैंक यू मैम।
थैंक यू मैम। थैंक यू मैम।
थैंक यू मैम।
थैंक यू मैम।
ओके, हेलो जी, जी बताइए। जी 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 जी